Hi, I'm Vivian.
Hi, I'm Emmy.
Hi, I'm Melissa.
And this is Operation Tomato Meter Episode 1. We are joined by a guest today.
My name is Tristan.
And we will be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. So, what were your guys' first thoughts on the movie? First impressions?
So, honestly, I liked it. A lot of people said that it was bad. They gave it, a bad rap, saying it was very, what people just wanted to see, what Hollywood wanted to see. But I think it was pretty funny, and it gave us the movie that we've been waiting for, a collaboration between Deadpool and Wolverine. And I think they executed it in a pretty good way.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good movie, but do I think it's better than Deadpool 1 or 2? I don't think so.
Oh, you don't? I sort of thought it was really fun. I thought the dynamic between Logan and Deadpool, especially because the real life actors have such a good chemistry. I thought it made it better, honestly, than the first two, but I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. I just enjoyed it.
Okay, so I have a few questions prepared. So, just technically, with the CGI and the dialogue, how did you think the movie was? Because I thought, even though Deadpool is notoriously a funny set of movies, I thought maybe the humor on this one was a little more cringy than
I could see
the last.
Sure. Yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds is getting old. I think his humor is getting old, and it's just the demographic is too young, and it's kind of
Yeah, I think it's the humor in the first two movies, with all that cursing and the sort of the dirty connotations of a lot of the things that he was saying definitely was dialed down just due to the fact that like you said, the population or the audience is younger now, because I don't think that people a lot of people our age or older were really seeing that movie. I feel it was more younger.
Honestly, I might think it's the opposite of that. I think he's almost kind of overdoing it in this movie because he just makes it too vulgar in a way, to the point where it's just okay, what are you saying?
Yeah, we get it.
We get it. Tone it down, and we'll find it funny.
Yeah, I see that. Every other word is just either a joke or a swear.
Yeah.
Okay, so just getting down to the plot of this movie, I thought it was interesting to see the intergalactic sort of mixing worlds with having Logan enter Deadpool's, I guess, universe. But I think just in context of the entire Marvel universe, it's just been done too much. They're grasping for plot lines, and it's just not working for me anymore. What about you guys?
I 100% agree. But I also do think it was kind of cool seeing that one scene with all the Deadpools. I think that was going on. Also Ryan Reynolds' entire family got kind of a way to be a part of the movie.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other controversy.
Cool.
I feel it's getting too overused. The TVA, the timelines and the different multiverses, it's over and over and over, and then almost in every single movie now you have the time police or whatever it's called, showing up in these movies, and it's just giving you that same vibe over and over again, and you're getting kind of tired of it.
Yeah, I think it really destroys the uniqueness, because if there's a million Deadpools, why is he special? Why is there a movie about this guy?
Yeah, why do they choose that one?
And then when they bring into the movie all these other different universes, I think it just opens so many plot holes that are just never answered, and then it takes away from the actual context of the movie. I think Marvel is just trying to overachieve, and it just adds all this fluff because the plot lines aren't good. That's my issue, because some of the earlier Marvel movies, in my opinion, were so good because there was an actual plot line and they were developing these stories, and that's why I really like Deadpool 1, just because it was the first start to his character arc and his entire backstory. But now it's they're literally just creating these plot lines out of thin air, and they're not good, and they're not substantial or significant, and it's just felt a little bit of a waste of time.
Yeah, they're definitely choosing quantity over quality.
I think they even talk about it in the movie a little bit. They're oh, Wizard of Oz did it first. Like, stop overusing it. I think they talked about it in the movie. Though.
Yeah, the fourth wall?
made a
That's called when he
joke.
like talks to the
Yeah.
camera. That just
Yeah.
broke the movie because it's like, it's not serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point. That's like Deadpool's thing.
Yeah, but I still want to be able to see it as a movie and not just a guy in a screen.
Yeah. What was your favorite Deadpool movie?
I think probably definitely one. One's just a classic.
So let's move on to something that I think always falls short when it comes to Marvel movies, the villain. What did you guys think about the character, their intentions? How do you feel they fit into the storyline?
I mean, I love the villains in this. I think which one? There's so many.
I'm thinking of like the bald one, Cassandra.
Well, I think she was really funny, and she was a counter to like Deadpool's villains in this movie. Like, there's so many of them, but Cassandra, like, I think the way she kind of counters his humor, she like plays into it, makes fun of him almost with his own humor. I think that was a really nice touch.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like the humor, although it sort of falls flat when it comes to Deadpool's character, like just in that, it really comes through this movie through his interactions with the other characters, just through like him and Logan's dynamic. I was cracking up a little bit, like I have to say, and I think it's funny to see him get made fun of because like he's supposed to be like this guy that you can't even kill, like who's super like cool and talented. And, like, all these people in his life are just, like, constantly making fun of him. Like, that's so real. Like, I just feel like that's, like...
But honestly, I feel like the villain, although the character and personality of the villain was they had a good dynamic, like, humor-wise, like you said, I feel like it was kind of, like, out of nowhere. So, like, I'm not, like, the biggest comic fan. I don't know if she was in the comics that relevant in the comics, but... her being Xavier's sister that was banished and forgotten about, and she was like grown up in this wasteland. I find that so out of nowhere. Like, what do you mean you're just Xavier's little sister that you're like gone? That's like
no, yeah, because like she's never been mentioned before.
Exactly.
So, like, where are you coming from?
And especially because in X-Men, his entire thing is to make people that like with these abilities like the mutants to feel accepted. What do you mean your little sister's in a banished wasteland with like weirdos.
No, yeah, I mean, I feel like it was just a little out of place. I think everyone just really wanted the movie to happen, and especially with like the teasers of like, have you guys seen the video like Ryan Reynolds in his house and like Hugh Jackman like goes up the stairs or something, and then Ryan's like, hey Hugh, do you want to like do the movie with me? Do any of you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well it was like a teaser that Ryan Reynolds posted on YouTube, and that got me so hyped for the movie. I was like, oh my god, like it's gonna be so good because they're so funny. And then it seemed to be a little like malfunction. Like there's something that went on during, I think, like the production of it that sort of ruined it. And, like, that just disappointed me so much, especially because I was looking forward to it, because Deadpool 2 came out in, like, 2018? Like, it's been a long time. It's been 6 years. And the first Deadpool and the second one, they came off so strong.
Yeah.
And I think that's also the issue with, like, sequels. Like, I don't know if you guys like sequels, but I feel like they're never better.
Yeah.
Or, like...
always worse.
Yeah. It just always gets worse as time goes on for me.
Honestly, I think the reason that we enjoyed this movie, like, even to an extent, like, people, if they enjoyed this movie, it's only because you're seeing Deadpool and Wolverine on the same screen, and then you're being, like, spoon-fed these, like, cameos.
Yeah.
And then you're getting, like, a bunch of laughs out of it. There's no, like substance to it, in a way. It's just, like, a dopamine rush for like a few hours, and then you leave and you're like, oh, I liked it. But if you think, like, you know, when you think about a movie after you see it, there's nothing to really dissect about this movie. It's just like you watch it, you like it, and then you leave, and then you never really think about it again. So
what did you guys think about Channing Tatum's character?
But I thought he was really funny.
You thought he was funny? Did you? I just feel like these people don't add anything to the plot anymore.
Like, it was just funny.
Yeah, him and Jennifer Garner, right?
I think unless you're like an uber nerd, like I was in a theater full of nerds, and they all cheered when he came.
What was the accent?
That's also true. They're giving you cameos, and then half the people that are watching this movie, you have to be like a comic fan. You need to know the roots of all these characters that they're showing you. And if you're not, and you're just watching the movies, you know some prior knowledge on these characters, you can't really enjoy it completely. Like, I like the comics. I had my entire Marvel phase where I was, like, reading into everything. But I'm sitting next to my cousin who had it for a much longer time. So he's like, oh my god, no way, they have this character. And I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, I'm just, like, confused as because I completely agree with you. Like, they're adding all these different, like, plot lines that you wouldn't really understand unless you, like, read the comics or, like, looked up, I guess, some of the backstories of these characters. But then they're also trying to, like, dumb it down and I think widen their audience. So they're attempting to, like, do both of these things at once, and it just makes a mess of the movie. And it makes, like, certain things confusing and certain things not.
Yeah, especially the cameos. Like I said, you had Chris Evans, and that was actually funny.
That was
funny.
Good.
He's like,
I didn't like that.
Why?
Because they just ruined him.
Yeah,
he was he came and he died. Like,
oh yeah,
instantly.
they embarrassed the character, but like, when he was like, oh, I know that guy, it's Captain America, we're fine, and then it turns out to be the character Chris Evans plays in X-Men, and then they completely just, like, ruin the character. He dies in, like, 2 minutes, and he doesn't do anything. He's just like, oh, I got this, and then he just, like, dies, so.
I feel like they're introducing all these, like, random people, and they're not taking the time to, like, develop their stories, and that's the reason why I think, like, in the age of like Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, like all those stories building up to then, like those were the stories that people cared about. Like, this is embarrassing, but I literally remember crying like when they like all like got snapped. I was so upset. And now it's like I couldn't care less about these characters. I don't even know them, so it's like I'm paying movie to go to a theater to watch a movie that like
you'll have
like whatever
reaction to. Yeah,
I'm just like, okay, feels like a waste of time to me.
No, but in a way, I kind of like the new characters because then I can do my research. I'm not going to do that. I could. And I could come back and watch it again and be like, oh, that makes sense now. Like, I see why this guy is here.
Yeah, but it's also like you could do the research whatever you want, but once you know it, they don't give any substance to this movie. They're just a side character just for you to be like, oh, I know that character from a comic. I know this character. Otherwise, they just either they end up dying or you never see them again. It's just there to give you that like recognition, and then you're like, oh, I'm so smart, I know it, and then you never see them again, and there's no story with them. So it's almost just like filler.
I feel like that like group of here's like Jennifer Garner, like Channing Tatum, like that was such a random like assembly of people, and then like they died, like, and they kind of make like a thing like, oh, they're watching them go through the time universe thing.
Continuum thing
but,
going
like,
on.
They try to make it like an emotional thing, but like you have no connection to any of these characters. You just thought they were funny.
Yeah.
So it's just like
a waste of time to me.
Completely. And it's also, I mean, I get why it's like such a random group of people, because that's supposed to be like the wasteland, so they just band it together. But you don't get a connection with them, and you can't make the audience be like, oh, this is so sentimental, they're watching them. Who even are these people?
Literally, who are these people? Just like,
you're Channing Tatum with an accent.
Oh my god, the accent was funny though.
That was funny.
I saw TikToks of people like saying that he did a really good accent. I don't know. I thought it was funny, but I'm also just like, why are you on my screen? So, even though this is your guys' first episode, I hope that you've seen the podcast before. It is Tomato Meter Fashion to rate it out of 100. I can go first, and then you guys can do whatever. So I would give it, out of 100, I would give it like a 67.
Ooh, that's pretty strict.
Yeah, I'm a harsh critic.
That's pretty harsh, yeah.
I was thinking, I'm not as harsh. I was thinking like a 72.
Okay.
I was gonna say a 75, like my last test grade.
I feel like everyone goes for the 7s.
I went for a 60.
Yeah, I feel like 7 is such like a comfy number.
Yeah.
You want to go 70?
Like that look?
No, I'm gonna go like a like a 68.
Okay, so we can all agree that this movie was sort of a waste of time.
I mean,
It was fun.
it was a
It
feel
wasn't
good
more
movie.
than
Yeah.
fun, but it was just fun.
Yeah, it was just a feel good movie, and then you had your fun, and then but it's as a Marvel fan, you get disappointed.
I think
Yeah.
I think this should be the end of Deadpool, possibly.
Okay.
No.
No.
No, you
I
don't
wanna see
think
him
so?
more.
Oh.
Would you want to see him in his own movie, like a Deadpool 4, or
No.
like?
He's got to just come into the main bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't even know like what the main bit is anymore.
He could be like, there is no main bit anymore.
But,
it's so
yeah.
messy. I don't want to see him in his own movie.
Yeah.
That sounds so
That's
mean,
dead.
but like, it's
Yeah, I
dead.
think, but I do think they're gonna make a 4th movie just because this one did so well.
Yeah, they want to milk it.
But I don't think that there should be a 4th movie.
But I kind of like that they ended with like, oh, you're not an Avenger, you're not an X-Men, but you're Deadpool. Like, you're
Yeah.
your
That
own
opens up a
person.
little bit.
That was good.
Maybe there'll be like a Deadpool.
Maybe that's like an introduction for him
Yeah, like
to like
villain.
die.
Oh, no. Thank you all for watching Operation Tomato Meter. Make sure to check out our YouTube and our Instagram, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.